Hi kids. Now we are going to learn about impact of iron technology in India, post Rigveda and Jainism and Buddhism. First we will enter into the iron technology in India. In the Gangetic Valley, people learned to produce more crafts which was more than the record for their subsistence. So some of the people what they did, they took some professional crafts for their livelihood. Like the farmers, these craftsmen also had the rely on a group of people who collected raw materials and distributed the craft products. Early urbanization happened in two ways. One was as a result of some villages specializing in blacksmithy, pottery, carpentry, cloth weaving, and some more. The other was an account of the congregation of specialized craftsmen in villages close to where the raw materials were available and where markets were present. Such a concentration enabled villages to evolve into towns as well as the exchange centers. Vaishali, Sharavasti, Rajagriha, Kusambe, and Kashi were some significant commercial centers of the Gangetic Plain. Now we will enter into the post Rigveda. Three more Vedas, Yajur, Sama, and Atharvana, isn't it? Were composed after the Rigveda alone. Rigveda is the oldest Veda. Manuals of rituals called Brahmanas specifying rhyming words to be sung and to commentaries on certain Veda hymns called Aranyakas, which containing knowledge to be learnt secretly in the forest and the Upanishads. We will learn about the Jainism and Buddhism. In the Gangetic Plain, iron plough agriculture required the use of bullocks, but the indiscriminate killing the cattle for Vedic rituals and sacrifices caused resentment. The founder of Jainism and Buddhism did not like the killing of animals as a religious right. They secured their livelihood mostly by alms. Mahavira and Buddha lived a life of purity and exemplified simplicity and self-denial. They lived in the times of Bimbisara and Ajatasattu, the famous kings of the Magadha. The commercial development of the northern cities like Kosambi, Kushinagara, Banaras, Vaishali, and Rajagraha added importance to the Vaishyas who turned to Buddhism and Jainism in their eagerness to improve their social status. First, we will enter into know about the Jainism. Vardhamana Mahavira, he was born in 599 BC at Kundagrama near Vaishali. His mother was Trishala, who was a Lichavi princess. He spent his early life as a prince and was married to a princess named Yashoda. The couple had a daughter. At the age of 30, he left his home and became an assistant. For over 12 years, Mahavira wandered from place to place, subjecting himself to severe penance and self mortification. In the 13th year of his asceticism, he acquired the highest knowledge and came to be known as Jaina. Jaina means conqueror, and also he called as the Mahavira, great hero. Jains believe that Mahavira came in a long line of Tirthankras and he was the 24th and the last of the Tirthankras. Rishabha was the first Tirthankara and Pashavant he was the 23rd Tirthankara. Mahavira travelled extensively as a preacher in the kingdom of Magadha, Videha and Anga. Magadha rulers Bimbisara and Ajatasattu were influenced by his teachings. Thousands of people became his followers. After 30 years of preaching, Mahavira died at Pavapuri in the age of 72. The statue of Bahubali at Saravanabelagula in Karnataka is the tallest Jain statue ever carved out in India. Actually, it is known as a Gomateshwara. 57 feet height it is having there. Teachings of Mahavira. The three principles of Jainism are known as the three Ratnas: right faith, right knowledge, right action. Right faith: believe in the teachings and wisdoms of Mahavira. Acceptance of the theory that there is no God and that the world existed without a creator. Right action: it refers to the Mahavira's observance of the five great vows: ahimsa, honesty, kindness, truthfulness, not coveting or desiring things belonging to others. That means we should not desire the thing that which belong to someone else. Spread of Jainism. In order to spread his new faith, Mahavira founded monasteries. The Jaina monk who led a very austere life. In North India, new faith was patronized by rulers such as Dhanananda, Chandragupta Maurya and Karavela. There was a notable followers of Jainism in Karnataka and Western India during the 4th century BC. Jainism encouraged the public spirit among all who embraced it. Varna system practiced by Brahmanas was challenged. People were spared from the costly and elaborate rituals and sacrifices because they can't able to spend that much money. Mahavira believed that all objects, both animate and inanimate, have souls and various degrees of consciousness. They possess life and feel pain when they are injured. Split in Jainism. Jainism split into two branches, namely Digambaras and Svedambaras. Digambaras sky-clad were there, Svedambaras white-clad they were there. Decline of Jainism. The lack of royal patronage, its severity, factionalism and spread of Buddhism led to the decline of Jainism in India. Jainism was one of the major faiths in the Tamil region during the 7th century AD during the Pallava period. Mahendra Varma was a Jain. Under the influence of Appar, he got converted into Saivism. Close to the present town of Kanchi, there is a place called Jaina Kanchi where we may find many Jain temples. One of the important temple is the Tiruparuthik Kundram temple, where the ceiling is painted with the life history of Mahavira. Next we will learn about Buddhism. Gautama Buddha, he was the son of Suddhodana, the chief of a Kshatriya clan of the Sakyas of Kapilavastu. His given name was Siddhartha. As he belonged to the Sakya clan, he was also known as Sakya Muni. He was born in 567 BC in Lumbini Garden near Kapilavastu. His mother, Maya Devi, died after a few days of his birth and he was brought up by his stepmother alone. In order to divert his attention towards worldly affairs, his father got him married at the age of 16 to a princess called Yashodhara. He led a happy married life for some time and had a son named Rahula. One evening, while Siddhartha was passing through the city, he came across an old man who had been abandoned by his relatives. A sick man crying with pain and a dead body surrounded by weeping relatives. Siddhartha was deeply moved by these sights. He also saw an ascetic who had renounced the world and found no sign of sorrows. These four great sights prompted him to renounce the world and search for the cause of suffering. In 537 BC, he left his palace and went into the forest in search of truth. In the course of his wanderings, he sat under a peepal tree for several days until he attained enlightenment. The place where he attained enlightenment is called as a Bodh Gaya. After his enlightenment, Buddha decided to impart his knowledge to the people. So he went to Varanasi and gave his first sermon at Sarnath. He preached in the kingdoms of Magadha and Kosala. A large number of people became his followers, including his own family. After 45 years of preaching, he breathed his last in 487 BC at Kushinagar at the age of 80. Teachings of Buddhism. Four great truths. There is suffering and sorrow in this world. The cause of human suffering is desire and craving. This pain or sorrow can be removed by suppressing desire and craving. This is to be achieved by leading a disciplined life or by following what Buddha called the Noble Eightfold Path. Attainment of Nirvana. According to Buddha, a person should aim at attainment of Nirvana or the highest bliss, and it could be achieved by any person by leading a virtuous life and by following the Noble Eightfold Path. What that Noble Eightfold Path? We will know that one first. Right views, right aspiration, right speech, right action, right livelihood, right effort, right mindfulness, and right contemplation or meditation. Spread of Buddhism. Buddha, in order to carry his message to different parts of India, established the Buddhist Sangha or the holy order of monks. The bhikshus and the bhikshunis were enlisted for spreading the faith, and they were recruited to lead a life of purity and also poverty. Buddhism spread to Central Asia, Sri Lanka, Tibet, Southeast Asia, as well as the eastern countries of China, Mongolia, Korea, Japan, and Vietnam. The split in Buddhism. During the reign of Kanishka, the Buddhist monk Nagarjuna initiated reforms in the way Buddhism was being followed. As a result, Buddhism was split into two, Hinayana and Mahayana. What is the Hinayana? Hinayana, it was the original creed preached by Buddha. The followers of this form regarded Buddha as their guru and did not worship him as a god. They denied idol worship and continued with the people's language, Pali. In Mahayana, Buddha was worshipped as God and Bodhisattva as his previous avatar. The followers made images and statues of Buddha and Bodhisattva and offered prayers and recited hymns in their praise. Hymns means mantras. They wrote their religious book in Sanskrit. This form of Buddhism was patronized by Kanishka. When Buddha's closest disciple Ananda asked Buddha whether women can become monks, Buddha said yes. If women can follow the path of renunciation, they can become monks and completely enlightened just as a men. Decline of Buddhism. Buddhism was popular in the beginning because it was preached in people's language as Pali. The later texts were written in Sanskrit, which was difficult for the common people to understand. The split in Buddhism into Hinayana and Mahayana was another vital reason for the decline of the Buddhism, because some people they worshipped image and some people they are not worshipped the image. Image worship in Mahayana made no difference between Hinduism and Buddhism. Buddhism lost its royal patronage during the reign of Guptas. Further, the invasion of Huns and Thugs almost wiped out Buddhism. Thank you, kids.